All right, welcome everybody. How's everyone doing?
Back down. We can do better than that. How's everybody doing? Let's go. We got a big day coming up tomorrow, draft day. Get fired up.
All right, let's on three, let's welcome Jaws to Hanrahan's Irish Pub. What do you say?
If Eagles fans know how to do it a little better than that. Let's go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. There we go.
One more time.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. Now I feel at home. There you go.
All right, let's thank everybody for coming out tonight. It's a little rainy, but you know what? It's well worth it. We changed things up a little bit, but Joel said, let's do it. We got this. So we knocked it out, and I think we took care of everybody with autos and photos ahead of time. So like I said, we did things a little different, but I think everybody's happy. So again, we're this fan's view for any of the new people. You can follow us on Facebook. I know one gentleman mentioned he drove 2 hours. I know my friends over here from Allentown, Bethlehem, where? Lancaster, further yet.
Right.
So thank you for coming out tonight. We're going to talk draft. We're going to talk anything you guys want to talk about. Jaws has all the answers.
Of course I do. They may be wrong, but they'll be answers.
That's what we like. So this is a hard act to follow, but I'm going to turn it over to John. What do you got for us, John?
All right, so let's get down and dirty. Who's the Eagles picking tomorrow?
They're picking number 10. That's all I know. Anyone that thinks they know, I am wired into the Eagles. I'm wired in. They don't even know who they're picking. No. Because it depends how you stack your board, who goes in front of you, someone may follow you. They have guys they target. We know how it works, but you just don't know until the draft starts. Anyone that says they know, they're giving you a bunch of crap. Right? It's just the way for 28 years, I covered the draft for ESPN. I was in war rooms with teams. Dick Vermeil had me in his war room with. I know how they operate. I know teams operate. I see how they work. You hope you have certain players you target. You hope that player falls to, or you reach up and get them. But that's the beauty of the draft. That's why there's so much suspense. And we kind of look at it as a contest sometimes amongst fans. Like, oh, I want him to take this guy. I want him to take that guy. I want to see to get the player that fits best in their system, offensively and defensively. And Howie's been pretty good at that lately.
He has definitely done a lot better. It's a strange year. The Eagles are picking 10th, going to the Super Bowl. That usually doesn't happen too often. Do they have the luxury of taking like a luxury pick, so to speak? Like a running back that usually.
John Dean.
Are you saying Bijan Robinson?
Bijan Robinson, yeah.
They are very interested in Bijan Robinson. Let's leave it at that.
Right.
Now, I think the Eagles will be surprised if he's there at 10.
That's what some people are saying.
Yeah, the guy is. I look at him as like a Shady McCoy type back. He's got great agility. One cut back kind of back in this zone read offense that the Eagles run out with Jalen Hurts.
Right.
I mean, he's the kind of guy that fits into that. And then you add on his ability to catch the football out the backfield. And this is where the league is going now.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, it's outscoring teams. It's no longer we're going to run the ball 40 times. We're going to throw it 40 times.
Right.
Who cares about defense? The rules have allowed us to open up the game. So Howie and Jeffrey and Nick have gone to the approach. Let's load up an offense. So I would not be surprised if Robinson was the pick.
Yeah, that would be the nice thing, to kind of complete the team. You got Jalen Hurts who signed the extension. So
did he?
Yeah, nice a little extensive.
Really?
Yeah, got a couple dollars.
Did he get more than I made in 1981?
I think for the first hour that he signed the contract.
Yeah, you're probably. Wait, now I got to tell stories. Now I become a storyteller. Because when Jalen signed the contract, we read all the dollar amounts. 179 million guaranteed, and 40 million over 5 years, whatever the number is. It's crazy. So I went in my old scrapbook, my wife and I said, "Let's go back to 1981, Carl. Let's see what the headline is after I signed my contract." It was literally the same exact headline as Jalen Hurts. Jaworski, highest paid Eagle ever.
There you go.
1981. $2 million over 5 years. That's $400,000 a year. I thought I would never work a day in my life after that. I'm still busting my ass in my golf business. 81 to 2023 is a little bit different. My $2 million is now $250 million.
Right.
And you're paying for it, by the way.
Don't forget the extra five.
That's extra five. I have that headline. I went through the scrap. I said, "Oh my God."
So how important would it be to add, a running back to this team as far as helping protect Jalen Hurts? You have the offensive line that's there. You have the wide receivers that are there, so that he doesn't have to carry the load running the game.
It's really a complete offense right now. And it is still, when the season ended, last year it graded out performance-wise to the optic, people that watch the game. It's the best offensive line in football. And I think Lane Johnson may be the best offensive lineman in the game right now. And Kelsey may be the best center. So you got incredibly talented offensive line. And that's thank you. But when I look at offensive line, that's where it starts up front. I'll personalize this. The really good years I had in the NFL is when I had Stan Walters at left tackle, Jerry Sizemore at right tackle, and Guy Morris at center. They were 3 All-Pros. When they left, I wasn't worth a shit. And you need offensive linemen. You have to have those guys in front that block for the quarterback and give the running backs a place to go. And that's one thing I've always respected about Howie. He understands that part of the game. Those players down in the trenches are the tempo setters. If you win the line of scrimmage, you win football games. And just look at last season was a real-life example of that. Best offensive line in football and the second most sacks in NFL history on the defensive line. So Howie got it right in those positions. Now, when you spin it forward to the offensive side, you start with the offensive line. Then obviously, we've got the quarterback now that's locked in for 5 years and hopefully will be here his entire career. But I always say, you never know. I sound like I'm repeating myself when we signed Carson Wentz to a $128 million contract. He's our quarterback the next 10 years. This game changes rapidly, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Injuries happen in this game. You better have depth, better quality players. And there are guys, when they got the big bucks, they checked out. Some guys, the Peyton Mannings and guys like that, the more money they got, the harder they played. They wanted to feel they had an obligation. So money changes people. I don't think it will change Jalen Hurts. I've got to know the guy pretty well for his years here. He is a class act. He is the hardest worker on the team. And I know a lot of players and coaches in the organization. Like a lot of guys say, I'm the first one in, the last one out. That's a bunch of BS. You got to prove it to the players, your teammates, your coach, that you are the first guy in the morning. You are the last guy, right? That you are the team leader. And it's not only from a financial standpoint, from your performance on the field. And Jalen earned that money last year. He uplifted the entire team. He had a great season. I wish I could take away one play, that fumble in the Super Bowl, but hey, you can't look back and take it away. I thought he played a tremendous game. And I think we have our quarterback in the future, but there are no guarantees. That's the great thing about professional sports, and particularly football. Injuries are part of the game. You lose some players, you take a step backwards.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like I said, taking out of that running game, taking that pressure off of him to run.
And you know how Nick likes to run this team. He wants to have versatile running backs. I still think they need more of a grinder and a pounder, but Jalen has turned out to be that guy in the tight red zone area, goal line area. But the way Nick uses guys, look at Miles last year. He wasn't even a bell cow. He's your starting. He rushed for 1,300 yards. He wasn't a bell cow.
Right.
So how he, likes to utilize, along with Nick, obviously, alternating players, use different players throughout the game.
Exactly. Yeah, keep everybody fresh.
Keep fresh.
All right, so we're doing things a whole lot different, and I'm all out of whack. My cheat sheets is totally discombobulated right now, but we need to go back. You went back to 1981. I want to go back to your draft day. I want to know what you were doing and what was going through your head.
I've got great draft stories as well. So I was a 37 player selected in the 1973 draft out of Youngstown State University. So draft day was a Tuesday. Get that, it was a Tuesday in February. And I was sitting in my dorm room at Kilcawley Hall at Youngstown State University listening to the draft on the radio. I didn't have a $3,000 suit. I didn't get a big hug from the commissioner. I was listening to the radio. So I was projected to be like a third round, maybe fourth round pick in that area. And again, who really knows? Really, these so many analysts now, you don't know what people are thinking about. But I figured, okay, I'm timing. Maybe about 3 o'clock, someone will call. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have camera phones. We had a pay phone at the end of the hall. They're probably so young people say, what the hell is he talking about? A pay phone, So I'm in my dorm room with my attorney, some of my teammates on the team. We just sit and listen to the radio. And the phone rings at the end of the hall. I'm in room 720, which is at the end of the hall. The phone rings at the other end of the hallway. I hear someone yell, Jaworski, phone. So I peek my head out the hall, and it's an exchange student from Iran, right? And he's yelling, Rams on the phone, Rams on the phone. He couldn't even speak, he's speaking broken English. That's how I found out I was drafted by the Los Angeles Rams. I get on the phone, it's Hall of Fame quarterback Bob Waterfield. They had no way to reach me. Like, they didn't have cell phones. I didn't have a phone on the room. A pay phone at the end of the hall at Kilcawley Hall. That's how I found out. Bob Waterfield, I'm saying, we just drafted you. Then my attorney took me out to dinner, and that was it. And my first contract, I got a $30,000 signing bonus for the 30. That's about $3 million now. If you're a 37 player selected. And my first year contract was $25,000. I thought I was a millionaire. You're actually going to pay me to play football. That's kind of how I'd say I'd play for free, but I don't think I would. I'll take the $25,000. Little different era.
So how was the party afterwards?
We went to dinner. That was it.
That was it.
That was it. And actually, at Youngstown, we were on tri-semester. So I didn't even finish my third semester of college to get my degree. I went back after in the off season of my daughter set me up to get my degree after my class had already graduated about 20 years later. But we were on tri-semesters, and 2 days after the Rams drafted me, they said, get your butt on a plane, you're coming out here to LA. And I dropped out of my third semester and went back 20 years later to get my degree. But had to go to work.
So that takes you to the Rams camp, facility, games. How'd you end up in Philadelphia?
Dick Vermeil. Everyone knows Dick Vermeil in this town. He's obviously a Hall of Fame coach. He coached me for 8 years with the Eagles and 8 phenomenal seasons with Coach Vermeil. However, there was the reason Coach wanted me in Philadelphia. My rookie year with the Rams, Coach Vermeil was the running backs coach with the Rams. So he knew me. So he targeted me that if he ever got after my rookie year, he went to UCLA. Obviously, the reason he got the job in Philly was the big upset win over Woody Hayes and the Ohio State Buckeyes in the Rose Bowl. So he's in Philly for 1 year. And every week, I got a call from a guy named Ben Wells. That means nothing to you. I get it. Ben Wells is a car dealer out in the San Fernando Valley, right? Big car dealer. He was a big booster for UCLA. He got to know Dick Vermeil very well as a UCLA booster. So every Tuesday, I would get a call from Ben Wells, not Dick Vermeil. And Ben would say, don't sign a new contract with the Rams. Coach wants you in Philadelphia. He loves you. He wants you to be his quarterback. Don't sign the contract. Now you say, well, why didn't Coach call me? Because that would have been tampering, right? So when the media says, did you ever talk to Jaworski? I never talked to Jaworski. Yet Ben Wells talked to me every Tuesday night. So I became a free agent at the end of that season, came to Philadelphia. My wife and I came to Philly for a visit with Dick and Carol. We went to a South Philly restaurant down there, had some great, The waitresses were singing. The cook came out was singing. It was like one of the greatest experiences I ever had at South Philly restaurant. We had like the people here. Don't sing, please. Yeah. By the way, Hanrahan is an awesome place. What a great crowd. It's really good crowd. And I got my Miller Lite, but I didn't get a chance to eat, but the food looks really good too. So it's good. I like that. I'll take your word on it, sir. But yeah, so that's my story of how I got to Philadelphia. Wow.
All right.
So am I.
Questions? Hands, raise a hand. Lauren's out there with the mic.
Brian's got a question.
There you go.
Thank you. Ron, can we talk about Lawrence Taylor?
No.
Okay.
Who's he?
I don't know. I see him on TV.
I can talk about him because obviously I'm the most sacked player by Lawrence Taylor.
That's one of my questions. Did you ever know he was coming after you, or it didn't look like?
I could smell him.
No.
Yeah, I knew he was coming. No, he revolutionized the game in the '80s. Lawrence Taylor forced protections. All coaches had to adapt how we're going to block Lawrence Taylor, and literally he was unblockable. He was that good of a football player. Here's a guy 6'5", 245 pounds, ran a 4.5 40. It was unheard of in the early '80s. Now you've got kind of a lot of guys running with that kind of athletic ability, but never with the intensity Lawrence Taylor played. But I will say this. I use a little psychology on LT. I got to know LT in the offseason because I love to golf, and he loves to golf. So we would see each other at different golf tournaments. I would try to get paired with him so I'd get to know him a little bit. And I really think, subliminally in my mind, I thought, by getting to know him, he would take it easy on me. And I really think it worked because there were some shots that I would look at the game tape the next day. I'd go, oh my God, he could have knocked me out. And he would just wrap me up and gently put me on the ground. So I think the golf partnership really worked.
There you go.
He may answer it differently, but that's my feeling.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you, resident troublemaker, Brian.
We got another one.
Charles, I want to thank you for getting us to the Super Bowl. My dad was working night work at Saturday night, so he didn't get up to see the game. And he came down and said, what do we do? What do we do? I said, we're in the Super Bowl, Pop. He gave me the biggest hug ever. So I want to thank you for that. So my question is, that had to look like it had to be one of the coldest games you ever had to play in.
Oh, the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How tough was that to throw the ball?
At the end of the game, it was about 75 and sunny because we had won. But it was tough conditions. And it's interesting because, you know, with the Eagles on a run right now, the Phillies on a run, the Sixers on a run, the Flyers, and not so much. It was just, some of you guys can think back to 1980. We had all four teams, right? All four professional teams in the championship game. Never happened. Still hasn't happened. The four major franchises played. And I was a fan as well. Doug Collins was my neighbor. Mike Schmidt, Bernie Parent, Dave Schultz, Gary Maddox, Pete Rose. All these guys were kind of. Pete Rose came a year later after that 80 run when they won it in 82. Was 82? They won 80. Yeah, so I got to know all those guys. There was a bar that we would like. There was a bar in South Jersey called Kaminsky's, and this place reminds me of it. And it was just kind of our hangout. You made good, like we do it after practice. You know, Dave Schultz is sitting there. You know, some guy. And we just got to know each other, and there was a real camaraderie. It was great to be not only an athlete in the town. It was great to be a fan. You know, I love sports. You know, I follow all the sports teams, even the college teams. So it was just great to be part of that in Philadelphia. It was a hell of a run, and it's never been duplicated or replicated. Or all four professional teams in every respective sport were in the championship game. It was great to be a fan as well as a player.
Oh, yeah. And then you see that, you know, in today's game as well, the Flyers, you know, Sixers going to Eagles games, and,
Yep.
you know, vice versa. Yeah. It is good how the teams support each other.
I went to the Phillies World Series game, and I was sitting in a box next to John Middleton, and I get up in a couple minutes before the playing the national anthem. Hey, John, I give him a hug. Good luck. Hope things go well for you. He goes, Jaws. How did you ever play in the Super Bowl? He goes, I'm about ready to throw up right now. This is the owner of the team. He's like, I'm about ready to throw up. So, hey, everybody gets nervous, you know. It's just the way it is. And I wish John well. He's a really good owner. He really, I mean, obviously, he puts his money where his mouth is and has built a damn good team. When they get healthy, they'll make their run again.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right, real quick. Raffles, if you haven't gotten your 2 free raffle tickets, see my man Henry over here, Emily, the dynamic duo, buy some extra raffle tickets, support CCC charities. We're doing great things out in the community, and we're going to continue with that. And by supporting the raffles, hey, by the way, how about a Jaws 16 by 20 framed, ready to take home and replace your wedding picture? Come on. Seriously?
Can I win it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
my
you
wife
can.
would be real happy if I removed our wedding picture.
How about a Hulk Hogan autographed 8x10 for the wrestling fans?
How about a Papali jersey? My guy Vinny there, man.
All right, so
Invincible.
we got that going on. We draw the raffles somewhere around the 8 o'clock hour, so you're going to have to hang around and be present to win and take them home. Lauren, what else do we have? Yeah.
So tonight we are gonna go ahead and cut the show right around 7:20, so we're gonna end it about 10 minutes early. Jaws does need to leave at 7:30 right on the dot, so for any of you folks that maybe just arrived right at the 6:30 hour, we will get your autographs in those 10 minutes, so just as a heads up there, at 7:20, we'll take care of them in about 10 minutes. So, doing something a little different tonight.
We're making it happen.
You always make. Hey, if I could chime in a second.
Go right ahead.
Carl
It's
and
your
John,
show.
I do shows with these guys, and they take me out to different bars, which I really kind of like. I really get to meet an awesome.
Cheers.
Yeah, some awesome people. And these guys do a great job. I've been doing business with them for years, and I know whenever they call myself and Jason, my business manager, I know I'm gonna have a good time and meet wonderful people. So you, Carl and John, thank you so much, man. I really enjoy being around you guys. We get with the people, man. These are the real football fans, baseball fans, basketball fans, and probably hockey fans, but not at the moment.
They're big hockey fans here.
All right. Little trivia.
We'll do a little trivia.
Well, let's. We got to make sure we have Lauren. So, Lauren's out there. You got the mic. You ready for trivia?
All right.
Go over the ground rules real quick, Lauren.
All right, as a friendly reminder to everybody, first hand up gets a chance to answer. So don't just yell it out, first hand up. I'll do my best.
And just make sure you get it in before Jaws gives the answer.
That's right.
Feel
What
free.
do I win? What
Feel
do I
free,
win?
Jaws,
All
because
right.
we've been having a lot of fun with this.
We remember last time. All right, so in honor of the draft, we're going to go with what was the player drafted? In what year was Brandon Graham drafted?
Oh,
Who's actually going to be a Carl's card May 13th?
There you go.
there you go.
Started off with that.
There you
Brandon
go.
is one of the all-time great people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sorry, Lauren.
2010.
That is correct.
All right.
Winner,
Who's the
winner.
winner?
This gentleman right here is probably
He looks like a pillar.
He's behind the ball. So you got your choice of a This Fans View T-shirt or a Carl's Cards green T-shirt. So there are your two choices. Size provide.
We don't have all sizes.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what I was trying to say.
You know, I'm glad I didn't run my mouth there, Carl. I was going to say 2009, so I would have been wrong.
Oh, there you go.
Done.
Next, throw another one
All right,
out
throw
there.
another one out there. All right, one of Jaws' teammates. When was Bill Berkey drafted?
Ooh. Ooh.
He was drafted by Cincinnati first.
Yes. Yep. We got a little hand
We got
back
a
there,
gentleman
Lauren?
back.
1976.
Not even close.
Need a buzzer.
Dong them, would you?
1974.
Ooh, no, sorry. Get closer, though.
1972.
Get closer.
All right, here goes a hint.
73?
He was Rookie of the Year in '69. NFL Rookie in 1969.
Now it's obvious.
Jaws,
1968 is not right, Schmitty.
73?
If he's the rookie of the year in 69.
69?
Yeah.
There we go.
there's the freebie.
Bubba will be happy.
We stumped Mike
There's the
Schmidt.
freebie. Back in the line for you, Mike Schmidt.
All right,
How
here's
about one more?
one more in honor of running backs. When was Brian Westbrook drafted? Which year? Brian Westbrook from Villanova.
96?
That is incorrect. Wrong decade.
I got a guy up here.
Okay, go ahead, fill it out.
2001.
Close but not correct.
Okay, 2000.
In the neighborhood.
2000.
No,
Okay. 2005.
incorrect. Three, no, three's wrong.
2002.
There you go.
He Googled it. Yeah.
Yep. Good job.
All right.
That was the year everybody wanted Ricky Williams, I believe, right? Isn't that craziness? Ricky Williams.
Well, yep, one of our other ones. Yeah, it was around there, 2001, 2000. Yeah.
So let's,
McNabb draft. So that
Well,
was,
no, it wasn't. So that's an answer. That's a question.
oh.
Yeah, yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah,
We're,
no,
It's all good.
we're used to being given away.
You guys are having a little
We're having a
discussion.
discussion, an argument.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, let's backtrack a little bit and talk about QB1 a little bit. Jalen Hurts, have you got to know him a little bit? Have you had any one-on-ones with him? Quarterback to quarterback, what are you thinking?
Talk to him often, not necessarily singularly one-on-one telling him what to do. I'm out of camp. I'm there in the off-season. The nice thing is the Eagles invite some of those veteran players back. Like the week after the draft, all the rookies come in and they have us come up and address the team and get to know the guys and talk about how great the city is and, you know, just to really talk about the fans, you know, how to act, how to be professional. A lot of the guys understand that because they came out of big programs, but there are some guys that you really they want us to be kind of Nick does and how we be tough on the guys, tell them, hey, what to do, what not, and what not to do, probably more importantly than what to do. Right. So we get a chance to get close to the guys, and in the off season, the mini camps, I'll go out to mini camp, I'll go to training camp, and not that Jalen is coming up and asking me for help or information, but I would let him know that, hey, if you ever need me, he's got my cell phone, just give me a call if he wants to do it, he wants to talk to somebody, I'm always there. I've always had that relationship with all the quarterbacks here, going all the way back to Randall when it was my backup. I always felt it was important for the older veteran quarterback to mentor the young quarterbacks in this league. Now, not every veteran quarterback does it that way. Aaron Rodgers. But I always felt it was incumbent upon me to try to, work with a guy like at that time, Brandon Cunningham. I brought Brandon Cunningham along, and Brandon and I still talk at least once a month. I feel we become, really, really good friends as teammates, and as we both, moved on from the game and raised families, that we've remained that friendship. So I think it's always important to help the young guys in any way you can. So I enjoy when the Eagles ask me to come out and talk to the players, be around the players, and I've developed a good relationship with Nick, pretty much all the coaching staff, because they're all golfers. And I own a golf course called Riverwinds, which is 8 minutes from the stadium. So all the players want to know Jaws, so they get free rounds at Riverwinds. So they use me. Guy's making $40 million a year. He wants to give him a comp round of golf. Can you believe that?
With the car.
with the car. No, the car's $500. Only kidding. I probably got some potential customers out there.
Exactly. So,
Don't use my name.
so being a quarterback yourself, how impressive was it his growth from last year? Because, I mean, he took a major step last year.
Huge step. And you know, I took some grief last year, you know, preseason. Everyone, you know, wanted to anoint him as the guy of the future, the starter. And there wasn't a big enough body of work, in my opinion, to say he was going to be great or he was going to do poorly. Now, you know, I'm still a wonk for the game, the X's and O's. In my house, I got a large screen, and 2 hours after every game, NFL Film sends me every game on the coach's tape, the 11 on 11, all 22. And I like to evaluate it based not on what, you know, Chris Collinsworth is saying or Troy Aikman. I'm going to form my own opinion on what I think of a player. And I certainly saw really good things 2 years ago with Jalen Hurts.
Right.
But he played poorly in the Tampa playoff game, and it kind of spooked me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And the team didn't play well either. It wasn't all his fault, but I wasn't at the point where I was going to say, yeah, that's our guy. Give him a 10-year, 5-year contract. I wasn't there. And I was totally honest about it. The worst thing I do is say, oh, he's the guy. He's not here. I'll give my evaluation. If you like it, great. If you don't, great as well. But that's how I look at it. Now, I got to give Nick Sirianni credit, Shane Steichen credit. They were smart enough to build the offensive scheme around Jalen Hurts.
Right.
This is a hybrid NFL offense the Eagles are running. There is no team in the NFL running this style of offense. The zone reads, the RPOs, because you have a quarterback that can do it. He can do the things that you have to do. He can run the football. He can read the zone read. He can run the RPOs. He has a great mental capacity and tremendous vision. To do those things, you have to see the field with great clarity. He does that. Things happen in the NFL in a split second. You stick the ball in Miles Sanders' belly, you're reading a linebacker, reading a defensive end, all at the same time. Duh. That's hard to do. He was able to do that. So they recognize that Jalen had a special talent. I never questioned his ability to throw the football. I saw enough of him at Oklahoma, enough of it at Alabama, that he had the God-given talent to throw the football. Mechanics, he had some flaws, which they coached up on. Here's the other thing, he accepts coaching. I know the coaches there. It's not like, hey, I made it. Don't worry about me. No, he accepts coaching. When the coach wants him to change his arm angle, change his foot angle, change his drop, he listens and he changes. He makes himself better. So he's made himself into a complete quarterback. And I think, you know, barring injury, he's the quarterback here for the next 5 years, and he'll play very well because he's got weapons around him. We started the show talking about the O-line. This receiving core, and throw Dallas Goedert in there as a tight end, and they'll draft a wide receiver in this draft, I think, early. He's going to have more weapons than any quarterback in this league. Not only the running game, offensive line, tight end, wide. He's got it all, man. I mean, I'm like salivating when I see A.J. Brown going for a ball. The weapons that he has to throw the football to Devontae Smith. I mean, he's got incredible weapons. And what makes a quarterback, our teammates that excel at their position. He's got 10 other guys that excel.
You just had Bijan Robinson in your center.
You got Bijan, man. Look out. We're going to score 50 a game.
Exactly.
All right, we got a special segment Lauren's going to handle right now.
All right, so next up is our Mattis Minute. Some of you are familiar with that. Jaws, it's basically just 10 questions. Just give us a one-word answer, but if you have a good story, obviously feel free to share that. But these are just funny questions, not all necessarily related to football. All right, yes or no?
You want me to answer these?
Yes.
Oh, man. Pressure. I feel like I'm on the spot now.
Yes or
Like
no?
I'm on Jeopardy or something. You know? I'm better on Wheel of Fortune. Can we do that?
Yes or no, do you like Scrapple?
No. Well, I'm used to getting booed too, so don't worry about it. I have thick skin.
How many hole-in-ones have you had in your life?
Oh, that's a killer question. Zero.
During your
You
career,
got one?
who was the defensive player you hated to play against the most?
Some knucklehead already brought his name up earlier. Who was that? Mr. LT, number 56, Lawrence Taylor.
Tell the truth, have you ever sung Living on a Prayer at karaoke?
John Bon Jovi was my business partner. Of course I sung that song. Oh! All right. I'll let me just bar out real quick.
At this point in your life, which would be the bigger thrill, the Eagles winning another Super Bowl or you winning the Masters?
Well, I know one thing that will never happen, me winning the Masters. So I guess the Eagles winning a Super Bowl. It's likely.
Has Jalen Hurts ever looked to you for advice on how to escape the pocket?
No. But if you look at my bio and you'll see stats, I did rush for just under 1,000 yards.
Well, there you go.
But it took me 17 seasons.
When there was a huge blitz coming, did you ever scream out loud, "Oh crap, help"?
No, because I knew when the blitz was coming, I had Harold Carmichael, Mike Quick, they were going to make the adjustment, the ball would be out of my hand, I wouldn't take the hit.
Not counting preseason and postseason, you were sacked 363
Oh,
times.
jeez.
Do you remember one that hurt the most?
Mike Hartenstein. Some of you that remember the hit I took back in the stadium. He hit me on Sunday afternoon about 2:30. I woke up in Paoli Hospital about 8:30. Knocked me out.
Has Jeffrey
When I saw the tape, I said, I thought I was dead.
Has Jeffrey Lurie ever asked for free passes to your golf courses?
No. But he offered to buy my golf course. No, I'm kidding.
Has anybody ever asked you if your nickname comes from the movie with all the sharks?
Everybody does. They think that's actually where the name Jaws came from. It actually came from Doug Collins, the 6th grade, who was my neighbor. And at Youngstown State, I was Rifle Ron. I go to the Rams, I was known as the Polish Rifle. I come to Philadelphia. Doug Collins, my neighbor, coined the term Jaws. Now, I remember 79, 80, when the movie was very popular. And so some of the media asked, well, why'd you give the name Jaws? He goes, no, it was because of the movie. Have you been around him? His jaws never stopped flapping. That's why I gave the nickname Jaws. I never shut up, so I guess it stuck. Thank you, Doug. Am I talking too much?
All right, again, we're going to be wrapping up right around 7:15. So if you guys got any questions, any comments, anything that you'd like to share in the show, our guest is the great Ron Jaworski. Jaws, feel free to get a hold of Lauren. We'd be more than happy to hear your comments and questions. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight to Hanrahan's. It's a miserable Wednesday night, but it's great inside. So give yourself a hand. Raise your glass.
Thank you. Carl, who asked the question about the hole-in-one? Is that gentleman still here?
I think that's part of the Madison, and he's still here.
Oh, that was the Madison.
Yeah, it was part of, well, it might have
I
been.
thought someone said he didn't.
He didn't have one either.
Oh, good.
He was over here taking a photo. Was that you? That was you?
I didn't have one. I asked him.
Okay, Jason,
Jason.
give this man a foursome for any Ron Jaworski golf course, right here.
Wow, wait.
My flavor wins is awesome.
Good. I will tell you, your next stop should be Running Gear, which
Running gear, beautiful.
we are hosting a
I'm
US
working.
Open qualifier
I'm
next
working
week.
at all of
All
yours.
right. Get to Running Gear. Take care of them. All right.
There you go.
See, we got good people here. We take care of the good people.
Ron giving away foursomes. There goes the profit structure.
Golf is hot. Everyone's playing golf. I don't know why. Got out of COVID, there's anything you can do.
Right, exactly. You're outside, so.
Yeah.
Questions, comments, anybody?
Yes, young man. I like that young guy right there. Just pop his hand up. What do you got?
What was the best throw you ever thrown?
Oh, see, now that's what I'd like to hear. That is a brilliant young man. You have great parents. I have a record, National Football League record, that will never, ever be broken. Ever. 99-yard touchdown pass. Now, there have been 13 99-yard touchdown passes in the history of the NFL. I went and looked at all 13 of those. None was longer than my 99-yarder to Mike Quick in overtime against the Atlanta Falcons. The ball was 1 inch from the goal line. So my touchdown pass was not 99 yards. It was 99 yards, 2 feet, and 11 inches. And there, you can't get any longer than that. So I'm going to take Mike Quick and I'm going to take credit for the longest pass play in the history of the NFL. In overtime. Now, of course, there's a long story behind that, which I won't get into, but we had a 17-0 lead going into the fourth quarter. The Falcons came back and tied us. We went in overtime, and we made that play.
But who knows?
Who won? Nine touchdown pass.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes. I was making fun of a little hockey earlier, but we all know Brian Propp, right?
Yep.
Flyer legend. He is having a golf tournament at Riverwinds, May 15th. So if anyone is interested, support Brian's. He's got his charity as well. It's at Riverwinds. I'm trying to read this right. Benefiting the Comprehensive Stroke Center at the University of Pennsylvania. As some people may know, Brian did have a stroke about 7 or 8 years ago. He's doing very, very well, but he's running a benefit for stroke victims. It'll be at Riverwinds on May 15th. So if you're looking to support something, support a former athlete, Brian's a great guy to support. Awesome guy.
I'm going to throw it over to Lauren for a minute to add something on that because we're going to be hosting the auction tent for that event.
Yes, so on May 15th, Carl's Cards will be the official sports memorabilia partner for that event. So we'll be doing the auction along with Brian and his crew. So I believe there are still some foursomes and single spots available. The last time we talked to Brian. So if you go to either the Carl's Cards or the This Fans View Facebook page, you can get information about that if you're interested in golfing.
All right, last call on questions, comments. Mr. O'Brien.
Yes. Charles,
Yes, sir.
did you come to the Eagles with a trade with Charlie Young?
Charlie Young, that is correct. Charlie Young was Eagles tight end. He was a free agent as well. But Charlie Young and myself were both free agents after the 76 season. And they basically traded Charlie for me, and each team relinquished compensation.
Oh, we made out.
Yeah, hey, he was a hell of a player, but
He was good.
I think I'm better.
Yes.
All right, again, we are This Fans View. We'll be back here next month with not one but two guests.
Who are they? I'm gonna come back out here. I've met so many good people. They're gonna come back out and have fun with you, Carl.
Former Philly Dickie Knowles.
Oh my God, yeah.
Former Philly Tommy Green.
Oh boy, you're gonna have a ball. Those are two awesome guys, man.
So they'll both be up here, and this is a tough show to follow. Ray Dinger last month, Ron Jaworski this month. Come on, I mean, is this not awesome or what?
And the next show here at Hanrahan.
Ray Diddy, if anyone that was here with Ray, realize what an incredible human being that guy is. Brilliant, smart, studious. Ray and I, when I came here in 77, we've been friends ever since. And I enjoyed working with him this year through the Eagles post-game show in the playoffs. We just had a ball. Ray is always prepared. He forces everyone else to be better. He makes you work hard. That's what I love about Ray.
Yeah, great stuff.
We had him here last month. He had like 13 notepads sitting out for the podcast. We only had an hour. He had 13 notepads. We were like, what are we doing here?
Well, I've actually advanced to a computer now.
Oh, okay.
And Ray would be like you are. He got all these handwritten notes. I said, Ray, even a dumbass like me can now figure out how to do this a little easier. Maybe I put that pen away, quit writing. It's so slow.
That's true.
I'm just kidding. Ray's one of my best friends.
Yeah, he was awesome.
All right, again, raffles, come on up. They're $1 a piece. Grab 2 free ones if you haven't already. We're going to draw right around 8 o'clock or so. Continue to drink up, eat up, support this great establishment. I think, is Jimmy around here or Megan? They got an event going on. I believe it's tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Comedy hour.
Comedy hour tomorrow night, correct? All right, so I'm going to send them all over to you.
I'm a stand-up comedian too. If you need something,
I'm going to stand them All right, so we're going to end the show a little bit early, but we're going to continue Jaws is gonna sign a couple more autographs before he gets out of here. I promised to get them out by 7:30.
As a reminder, it's one free per person. If you already got your freebie, then just hang tight. We'll draw the raffle winners at 8, and then any additional are $10, but we're also limiting that to one per person as well. So I'm gonna have the line start right over here and go that way, and we'll work through you guys as quick as we can.
And I'm sorry I gotta run a little early, but I promise if Carl and John want, bring me back next year down the road when we got another Super Bowl ring on our finger.
There you go.
And we can have some fun.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, guys.
And next month will be May 10th.
Yes.
May 10th will be here next month.
Yeah,
A
next
little bit
month we're
earlier.
here a little bit earlier, so May 10th is when, Dickie Knowles and Tommy Green will be here, so we'll see you all then.